All right. Well, hey everyone, it's Rebeckah Ruth here. Thanks for tuning in again today. Today I have two ladies with me today. I have Katya, Gribanova. Did I say that right?
Yes.
Awesome.
That was good.
Yes.
Awesome. And then also Kim Alley with me today. Hey ladies, thanks for being with me today.
Thank you for having us.
Awesome. Awesome. So I'm going to start with you, Katya. So tell us where you are and what you do in the industry.
I'm based in Washington, D.C. metro area, and I actually was born in Russia and moved to US 4 years ago. And I've been always dreaming of being a model, like many other teenage girls. And when I actually came to America, I realized that I can do anything in this life. And since modeling was always at the back of my mind, I decided to go for it. And I'm currently working in DC area and also Philadelphia, and sometimes I go to nurse to New York, and hopefully I'll be doing more things there.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, I used to live in the DC area, so, you know, I'm always like, yay, DC, when I hear that. Hope to get back up there soon. And then we also have, like I said, Kim Alley. So Kim, where are you and what do you do in the industry?
Wow. I've been in the industry for, what do I do? What do I not do in the industry? I've been in the industry for 30 years. I started out as a model. I'm in Virginia now, but I started out as a model and traveled all over the world modeling. Big career in that, and got to see the world, which was amazing. And then I was an agent or manager in New York for Elite and Brian Bantry, some other agencies. And then I moved for the last 15 years. I've been here in Virginia and been placing models with agencies in New York, big agencies like IMG and Elite and Wilhelmina. So just been in it forever.
Yeah.
That's all I know. It's all I know.
Right. Yeah. Like my mentor, I've been in the industry now for about 11 years. And my mentor, yeah, he had been in the industry at that time for about 25 years. So he was just like, girl, I don't even know. I don't know what else I did before this.
I'm surprised it was never designer. Like, that's the only thing. And then I thought, well, maybe I could do tennis skirts. You know, I'm like always thinking like, what else could I do in the business?
Right. So that's awesome. So it just so happened that I just finished watching, there's a documentary on Netflix about Casablancas.
Oh yeah, John. I was with them. I was with them as a model and as an agent.
Well, that's awesome. Yeah, because I
knew him really well.
Your facial expression.
Did you see my face?
Yes.
Yes.
So everyone should watch the documentary now.
It's really good.
It is a really good documentary because, you know, I'm that person, like I'm always studying fashion stuff. So I watch like documentaries like that. And I was like, oh wait, she's with the leader. She wasn't in it. Oh, I'm going to ask her.
Yeah. I know Katya and I were talking about that, like all the people that I have met over the years. It's just incredible. I mean, incredible.
Yeah, I feel like I would want to just sit at your feet and hear like all the stories. So another time. That sounds like, you know, glass of wine kind of night.
Yeah.
So how are you two connected? You and Katya, how did you guys connect?
It's actually been a very long story. I don't know if him actually knows about the whole journey of me meeting her, but usually like the thing is like I wanted to get into modeling, and since I was from another country, I didn't know anyone in the area, and I kind of had to figure out things on my own. And I've been pretty much working on my portfolio for a year until I got signed to an agency. And the first ever agency I got signed was in Philadelphia. It wasn't even here. And through collaborations and pretty much like doing all these test shoots, I've been doing test shoots with one photographer, and then the makeup artist would tell me about another photographer. And one of the shoots I've done, so the makeup artist actually told me about one photographer who is based in Richmond. So her name is Nostrat. I hope I said it
Yeah,
right.
Nostrat. You said it right. Yeah.
Yes, it's hard for me. I hope
Yeah.
it's not embarrassing. So she told me about her, and I remember starting following her on Instagram, and it was December, I think. And the next year, spring next year, she posted a model call that she was looking for a model to join her at the shoot. And I emailed her, and we got to do the shoot. And at the shoot, she told me about Kim, and she told me, okay, send me your pictures so I can forward to her. It's been a couple of months later, like finally, I guess I sent the pictures to her. Then, I mean, she's been also like, oh, just remind me to send it. And it were like a couple of months later on Thanksgiving Day, I posted a picture from another test shoot. And, you know, I kind of want to mention that just because I've done so much. And these little things brought me where I am right now, because I feel like that's really important. So if I haven't done that shoot, that nothing would happen, right? So I did that shoot, and Nostrat, she tagged Kim underneath my post, and then she reached out to me. It was on Thanksgiving Day, so that was how we actually connected. And then I went to Richmond, we met, and now we're doing some amazing things together.
Yep.
So like when I started in this industry, I started out as a model, and I quickly left the modeling world just because it wasn't for me. It was too much pressure for me personally at the time. But I've challenged myself to get back out there this year. But I guess the whole question for me that I have is a lot of like the models, like the supermodels that we look at, the Tyra Banks, and Naomi Campbell, all of them, they were all just discovered, on the street, like walking down the street and stuff. Does that happen like that anymore? Because, Katya, your story, that's networking. That's how that happened. This person knows this person who connected you, this person. And so I want to touch on that. It's like, is there still a lot of like, they just see you walking down the street and all of a sudden you have a contract?
Yes. I mean, I'm always scouting. I'm always looking. One night my whole family was at a pizza place, and the waitress, she was like so cute. I was like, and I said to my brother, am I going to talk to her or not? What am I going to do? Like sometimes I just can't decide because, it's a big thing to get into the modeling world. And if, maybe you're going to college, or, you have I don't know, you live out on a farm or something. I don't know, maybe it's not like your kind of business you want to get into, but I went up to her and asked her, I've done it hundreds of times. Have you ever thought about modeling? I am an independent scout. I don't work for any agency. So I can pick and choose what agency I think that they're right for. And I just talked to her. I said, maybe you want to do it? And she was like, yeah, I would love to. I would, and then I have some people I go up to and they were like, no, I've never thought about it, nor do I want to do it.
Right. And like,
so it just depends.
Why are you talking to me?
Yeah. But a lot of times, photographers, like what happened with Katya, they, a lot of times they refer them to me now because I've been in the business so long.
Right.
So a lot of people, especially in Virginia, know who I am. And even in New York, they'll say, I need a mother agent. So.
Yeah. So, my mentor, he taught me about scouting. And so for a lot of our fashion shows, that's exactly how we found our models. Literally a waiter one person was walking down the street.
Right. It happens.
And we were like, hey, come here for a second. He's just looking at us so my mentor, his name is Diego, he'd always like me to come with him because he's like, it's a little less weird if there's cute girls with you.
It's true. Yeah.
But my friends made fun of me because I went to a winery a couple months ago, like a year ago, with some friends of mine, and our waiter was so cute. And I'm like, they're like, are you really going to do this right now? I'm like, yes, I have a fashion show coming. I'm really going to do this.
Yes. My girlfriend and I were eating lunch the other day, and I was like, should I? And she used to model too. And I was like, should I? And she's like, I don't know, maybe leave him alone. I was like, okay.
You really can't. You can't, it's like it's in you. You're like,
Yeah,
"Oh,
I
but
can't help it.
what if, you never know."
Yeah.
So yeah. So Katya, maybe I missed this at the beginning, but did you come here specifically to model, or you came here and then you started modeling?
I came here and then I started modeling.
So go ahead.
Beginning of my story, because when I was back in Russia, I never made the step, because being also surrounded by many other beautiful girls, like I've never been maybe confident enough to do that. And also for some reason, I thought that modeling is always going to be there for me. So there is no rush. So I waited till I turned 23 years old. And I was like, oh my God, what am I doing?
Oh, 23. Oh,
I know.
Nice.
So old.
Is modeling, what'd you say? Sorry.
It used to be that way. Like the girls would start their career at maybe 15, 16 years old, and by 25 over.
So are you considered older for a model in Russia?
I feel like, Russia is kind of still behind.
Okay.
And they would still prefer to have younger girls. But in general, what I'm saying that in the couple years, like past years, we are seeing the change. We are seeing models starting their 20s and doing really well.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I started at 15, so that's when, so in the summers I would go up to New York. It's so young. You think about it. My son is almost 15.
Right.
Really young.
So did you go, like either one of you? So, okay, since I didn't go very far with modeling, I decided to go behind the scenes in the industry. Talk to me about that. So you're saying, Kim, for example, you went to New York. I know, Katya, you're traveling, right now for modeling. One of the things that one of the reasons why I started this group was, I felt like there's a need for more of a support for those in the industry. So I've watched an episode of Yolanda Hadid's, Making a Model. And
yeah.
Yeah. What'd you say, Katya?
I watched the whole thing.
You did? I watched one. I
watched one episode, right?
And I was like,
but
enough.
The thing is, I was like, of course, she has the famous daughters, but the thing that I really liked is how she had, the moms come with their daughters now. Definitely. Because I'm like, I think that that's something that's important. I know Tyra Banks, that's one of the reasons why she didn't get too distracted with all this stuff, because her mom was with her, throughout her whole career. So when you were traveling, Kim, and when you're traveling, Katya, do you have or that support group with you, or that support person with you?
I can answer that. So so when I started modeling 15, 16 years old and going up to New York, I stayed at the Ford's home. So I didn't have my mom there. And then when my next trip that I went to was Spain, and I was by myself at 17, 18 years old, which was very difficult. So I encouraged, anytime I have any models, your parents have to come. Even if they're 18, I still like, 18, 19, right. I still like for their parents to come and support them. And if they can't, then I wait till they can, because I think that parents should come up and meet with the agencies and get to know the agencies and feel where they feel more comfortable. Some agencies you don't feel as comfortable with. Some, it just depends. So I think the parents are key in a model's success,
right,
on every level, like watching them, taking care of them, being with them.
Absolutely, I agree. So Katya, do you have someone that you travel with that's able to go with you?
I feel like
you're older. You are a little bit older, though.
Yeah, she's older.
You are.
You don't need
it. You look so young. But
I know, doesn't she?
Yeah, but I do have some. I definitely feel like the support is important. I have my husband, so he's always with me, and if I need to, not physically but mentally.
Yeah.
Because driving. I've been from I'm from another country. Like the first time I had a casting somewhere in Philadelphia, I needed to drive there, and I just started driving, figuring out parking, finding the location, and
so funny.
Things going on, and you have to be healthy in your mind, because
absolutely. Oh, I thought you were mid-sentence. Sorry.
I was like, what was
Well, I like that you kind of segued us. Is that a word? Segued? Okay. Anyways, segued us into, the mental health aspect, because obviously, this group is on the platform of the nonprofit Runway to Life, which focuses on, mental health awareness and suicide prevention through fashion, of course. And so talk to me a little bit. I know that both of you can give input. I'll start with Katya, just because you started talking about that, about, the importance to you of, being aware of your mental health and like how you kind of deal with that in the industry, and then like your self-care within the industry.
So for me, I feel like, and for every model, the most difficult part about being a model is separating yourself and not taking things personally, because when you're at the shoot, you're physically a product. So usually, like, in any other industry, the product is separate, but in the modeling industry, you kind of being a product. So, and what happens, like, sometimes people can make comments, not trying to make you feel bad about yourself, but it kind of, in a way, you do.
Yeah.
And that's the hardest part. Like, you kind of have to just disconnect. It's not about you. It's a business, and the most important part, is just to. I feel like it's important to have support. Because sometimes we all have bad days, and I have my family, I have my husband, and they're always there with me.
I like that you said it that way, because I talk about that all the time, that one of the reasons why, because a lot of people who aren't in an industry, they don't get it. They just see the glitz, the glam, and they don't understand the, mentally, physically also sometimes, but definitely mentally, how tough this industry is, whether you're a model or not. And I love that you say like that you are the product. And I always say, even if you're not a model, makeup artist, I'm a, fashion consultant, still our clients are the product. So it's like every time we put a client out there in something or something like that, we're still judged because they're our product. So I love that you put it that way, just to kind of get people to really understand it. And then at the same time, I like how you separate that, because once you understand that, then you can kind of separate the two and say, okay, this is me as a business, and then over here, I'm me, the person. So I love that. What about you, Kim? Like, how would you address that?
Well, I mean, it's interesting. So through the 13 years of modeling, I've been criticized from the top of my head to the bottom of my feet. I mean, literally, your eyes are too thin, your nose is too big, your neck is too long. I've heard everything you could possibly imagine, from the boobs are too small. I mean, it's just
Right.
like everything. And it can hurt your self-esteem in that way. I mean, I had an agent, she said, "Now walk for me," and so I'd walk, and she goes, "Your butt is so big," like, I mean, it was like devastating, but I didn't know that at the time. Like, I didn't have this self-aware that, it's not okay for somebody to say that to me. It's not, but at that time I didn't know that. So through the years, I had to develop sort of, I called it, and Cindy Crawford calls it the thing, but I call it sort of like this whole persona that I go into, and I can actually, go right into it, like, here, I'm normally like this, like, whatever, relax, but I can go into that whole persona. I guess everybody does that when they're in business, they can go into a whole nother personality or a whole nother, expression of themselves, maybe more like an actress. So a lot of times I'll say, if I'm at teaching or helping girls in front of the camera, I said, think of something through your eyes. What can you imagine in your eyes now? I want you to kind of go there, like almost like in a meditation. How can you go there? Just imagine you're somewhere else, and really get into the whole, persona without it having to actually be all the time who you are. I mean, I want you to be who you are, but just to act sort of, because that's what modeling is. It's all acting. It really is. Right. Especially on the runway. Look on the runway. I mean, that's like, that walk is, all about acting.
Mm-hmm. And just, I mean, you can't say anything to the agents, right? When they say things like that to you.
Well, I couldn't at the time because I didn't feel enough self-confidence. But here's the thing about now modeling is the agents don't speak that way to models. They really don't. They have more respect. I have one model and I go up there to New York and I'll be with her and her agent, and they are so kind and loving and considerate, and they really are sweet to the models. I mean, that they have to be that way now. There's too many agencies out there. They're like, later, not going to be with you anymore. So, I mean, they have to be that way. And, you know, I'm glad. I'm so happy that they respect the human being, not just, you know, you do have to put on an act, but they do respect the human being now. And everybody needs a voice when they are modeling. That's the other thing that is important, is that they do have that voice to show who they are, to get out there in the world, say, hey, you know, I am all about beautiful body image. And then that's what you portray, you know, you show to other people. This is, you know, this is what I'm about.
I like that.
Because I also feel like I was inspired to get into modeling by seeing other models as role models. And that's what the modeling industry is about right now, is having something more to bring to the table. So it's not enough to be just a model now.
Yeah,
right.
And the agencies actually, that's what the agencies are looking for right now. They're looking for personality and something, you know, something interesting about you, not just a face.
Right.
It tells you nothing. There is no story behind.
Right.
Yeah. When my girls go up to meet with agencies in New York, that's one of the most important things, is what is their personality like? What, you know, who are they? What are they interested in? That's what they want to know before they even meet them, usually. So it's really important.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I always say, you know, I feel like the fashion industry, especially for models, is a huge platform. You know, models, designers, I mean, we say a whole lot by what we put on, what we walk down the runway in, what we put models in. We have such a huge platform. So I always say, you know, use it wisely, use that platform responsibly, and use it for good, you know, but it's just such an opportunity to say a whole lot. And sometimes you can do it without saying too much.
It's true.
Oh man. So do you feel like, I don't know, as a fashion consultant, I feel like anytime I leave my house, I kind of have to be in you know, what is the word? In character, kind of.
I never feel that way.
You never feel that way? I still do. Like every time I leave the house. Okay, I mean, I'll admit, like during this whole, you know, quarantine and stuff, not as much. Like you can find me out in the streets, but I'll usually put like sunglasses on. I'll put like the Rachel Zoe with the sunglasses and the big hat.
Yeah. You're a stylist. That's what stylists do.
Yes, it's like,
they're like
not
that.
feeling it today. Sunglasses, hat, scarf.
I mean, I put on makeup for you guys today. I don't normally wear makeup. I hate it.
What about you, Katya? Do you feel like when you leave your house, you always have to kind of be in character?
I used to be, because my culture, like being Russian girl, you dress up to just take up a cash.
Oh,
so I
that's true.
And America had changed me a lot. So now, like, I'm, you know, like I'm very Americanized. I don't do that anymore. And I think it gotta be a good balance between casual and, you know, dressing out for appropriate occasions.
Right.
Oh, I have a funny story. So when I worked at Brian Bantry, which represents makeup artists and hair, and I love them. They were great. When I worked there, we had an accountant. She was Russian, and she would always like fuss at me because I would never wear makeup. She was like, if you want to meet a nice man, you need to put on some makeup. I don't care. She would always say that to me.
That sounds, I'm originally from Africa, and they're like that a lot in Africa too. Like you, like like the entire face. Like I'll maybe throw on some lip gloss. They're like foundation and this. Like,
really?
And I'm like, where are you going? Oh, I'm just going to the grocery store. Like, why? Oh
No
man,
thanks.
that's great. Yeah, that's great. So what advice as a model, and then Kim as all of the above, would you give to I mean both, someone an industry hopeful, someone looking to get into the industry, and then maybe even people who are already in the industry? Just, what is something that you usually tell people?
I can start because
Yeah. I know what you're going to say too. Go ahead.
my advice is to never compare yourself to others and your own path to other people. Because especially during this time of social media era, it's kind of hard to not to compare yourself, because you see other people succeeding, in the same industry and doing it much better, being the same age, like same height. And it's so important to not compare your journey, because you're on your own path and somehow you'll get there. Like, just be positive and don't forget to enjoy the journey.
Yeah. Right. I love that. And Kim?
Well, be who you are. I knew she was going to say the same thing. But she went first. But no, really be who you are. Anybody can achieve anything in life. I really do believe that, whatever, if you want to be a model, you want to be a spokesperson, you want to be a stylist, you can do anything that you have your heart set out for. I believe in any goal can happen. You just have to, take action to do it. Whatever that action is, you have to take that action. And I believe that, you have to be who you are. And I really do. I have a problem with social media, I have to tell you, a lot of times, because I think that people put up this image of, always smiling, always happy. And that really bothers me because it's not always that way. And especially during this time, the last 2 months, I don't know about y'all, but it's been really rough. I mean, thank God we've had a project that Katya and I have been working on, and I'm really happy about that. But, for just a personal wise, I mean, I've been walking and exercising and eating the best I can, trying to do all the right things to be healthy and but it's, it's hard. Sometimes we're up and we're down, but the social media, oh, look, I'm so happy. I'm like, are they really always that happy? I mean, really?
All day.
No. I mean, I'm a happy person anyway,
Right.
but, are they always that happy? So,
Right.
Not always think what you see is not always the reality of what
Absolutely.
the situations are. So anyway, you can do anything you want to do. So, but you don't have to always believe the news or the hype or the social media. You just go for your goal and you'll be able to do it.
Right. So what I like, actually, I love talking to you ladies anyways, but what I like is, Katya, you're kind of at the beginning of your career, and Kim, you've done so many things.
I'm at the end.
Oh, I wasn't going to say that.
It's okay, you can.
I wasn't going to say that.
Just joking.
And then, like I said, I started as a model and then I shifted. So one of the things I always say is that don't put yourself, I'm talking about in life, but more specific this industry, don't put yourself in a box, in this industry. And there is so much you can do.
There's so much. I mean, if you can't be a model, you can be a designer, a makeup artist. You can do so much in the business.
There's so much you can do. So don't put yourself in a box. Oh, I'm just a model. I'm just this or I'm just that. Or maybe you're doing something right now and you want to venture out and do something else and you want to try something else. But there's just so much. So don't limit yourself in this industry. There's enough for everybody. Trust me. And then of course, this industry is getting more and more diverse and everything like that. So there's really now opportunities for, I think, everyone. It really is. It's open for everyone. I think I've seen everyone either on the runway, in print, somewhere. Right. So there's literally room for, absolutely do not limit yourself. There's so much out there.
I have to tell you about my son, he's almost 15 years old. And, 15 is limited, but he loves history. So, and he wanted to be a filmmaker. So he started making his own documentaries.
That's awesome.
I mean, you can do anything.
Right.
You can do anything.
We're in an age now, and you know, we're in the United States. You know, I come from Africa, where they are limited in a lot of ways. So we're in the United States. There really aren't any limits. So take advantage of that. And I always tell people also, there's so many resources, so many people just in this group alone. So reach out. Don't be afraid to reach out to people and chit chat and say hi. I'd love to chat. Because there's so many people within this group who would be great resources to you as well. So ladies, how do we, I mean, I know how to find you, so how does everybody else know how to find you? On social media, how do we get to you?
Go ahead, Katya.
So I'm on Instagram as Katya, it's Katya Gribanova, Gribanova. And it's going to be the same for TikTok, but without the dot.
Oh, so you do TikTok?
Yeah. She's good at TikTok.
I still haven't gotten into TikTok. I don't understand.
Me neither. I'm letting her do that. I'm letting her do that.
I'm going to look you up on Instagram right now. But while we're doing that, Kim.
Yeah, mine is at Kim Alley 5, because 5 is my favorite number.
Oh, I see you, yeah.
And then we have, together, her and I have an Instagram.
Model Secrets.
Yep.
It? I just saw
it. Online.
Online, yes.
Yep.
Okay, so real quick, tell us what that is. Model Secrets.
Well, it's really just to discuss what the whole business is all about. We wanted to, just what we've sort of covered right here, but more in depth.
Right.
You know, I've been doing workshops for many years since I've, started being a scout and trying to develop girls. And that's been really fun. And so we kind of got together and we thought, she's great at TikTok and social media and website, and she's modeled, and so we kind of got together and we thought, let's try to do this, that we can educate people, let them learn about the business.
Awesome.
All about the business. It doesn't just have to be about the modeling business.
I like that a lot. Are you guys, is it just a website now, or you for Model Secrets, or are you going to be podcasting, or
yes, I really want to start doing podcasts, actually. I think that's super fun about beauty. Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just about to say that it's actually a live online workshop.
Yeah.
So the website is still in development, and it's going to be up and running very soon. So you guys stay tuned.
I love that. No, I love that a lot. So I'm definitely going to stay tuned to that. I want to see what comes out of that.
Thanks.
Sure.
Thank you.
Well, yeah, thank you ladies so much. This was so much fun.
Thank you.
Chatting with you. I love your transparency. I love, just laughing. Katya, okay, so I'm sure I'll see both of you, because Kim, you're in Richmond, so you're not that far. Katya, you're in DC. I go to DC all the time, like I was telling you before, because I
have my models in Runway to Life too.
Right. What are their names? The sisters, right?
Yeah.
Yes. I know who you're talking about. Yeah. The sisters. They're gorgeous.
Gabrielle and Marabella.
Yeah. They're gorgeous. So I met everyone. I got involved last year with last year's show, and I just saw them. And then, of course, I saw their mom, and I was like,
yeah, she can model too.
Right. I was like, it's the whole family. And then the youngest,
the little girl.
Yeah, she was in it too. I was like, oh my gosh.
How about the dad? He's beautiful too.
I haven't seen the dad. I probably saw him beautiful that night, but didn't know that they were connected. But yes, gorgeous family, gorgeous. So yes, so I'm sure I will see you both. And Katya, you're gonna, hopefully we'll have it, but are you gonna make it to a Runway to Life show? So, hopefully.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well,
I have a feeling I'll be going to Richmond more often after all this.
Yeah.
Duration is over.
Well, awesome. Well,
and visiting New York soon too.
Yes.
When they open back up.
Yeah. Seriously. Oh, yeah. I need to get up to New York myself, so I'm waiting for that too.
Okay, train ride.
Yeah. So Katya, let me know when you're in this area. I'll let you know when I'm up in DC, and I'm sure we will connect paths one way or another. But thank you so much, ladies. It's been a blast.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, thank
you're so
you.
welcome. I appreciate it. Bye.
Okay, bye. Have a nice night.
You too.